Hey everybody, it's Thursday. Jacksonville, Tennessee play tonight. And it's the Prez, Lawrence Presman, co-founder of WagerTalk Media, owner of WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, and the iconic Gold Sheet. Today's show, fun show. Tony Finn from WagerTalk.com and Mid-Major Matt from SportsMemo.com. We're going to talk 2 college football games, 1 baseball game, and 2 NFL games. I want to bring my guests in. We'll start with you, Matt. We're going to keep the small talk to a bare minimum, so how are you? Okay, thank you. Tony, how are you? Great. Okay, boys, college football. I'm just kidding. Matt, what's going on, buddy? Did you have a good week in sports betting?
I did very well. I'm ready for hockey season. I got my Flyers shirt on and actually watched some exhibition hockey last night, which I very rarely do because I was really bored.
Yeah, watch The Spy on Netflix.
I've never heard of it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it just came out. It's, you know what, it's about, what, Tony? Go ahead.
No, I watched it with you.
You watched The Spy?
Yes.
What did you think?
Susie, my wife, she likes bad TV and she liked it. So that's what's that tell you?
Yeah, I think your wife probably watches The Bachelor. But Matt, give it a go. It's a true story about probably the greatest spy in the history of the world. Worked for the Mossad. His name is Eli Cohen. He actually got placed into Syria in the early 70s, and it's his story. It's 6 episodes long with Sacha Baron Cohen. And I'm telling you, it is, I mean, I read the book when I was about 16 years old called The Man from Damascus. It's one of the greatest stories you'll ever read in your life. So there you go. You don't need to watch preseason hockey anymore.
I'll watch it if Borat's in it, that's for sure.
Guys, let's get straight to it. Central Florida versus Pittsburgh. Central Florida, man, this is a really, really good football team. 3-0 on the year, 1-2 to the over. Pittsburgh has gone under all 3 games, and they are 1-2. The home team, Pittsburgh, finds themselves at plus 11 with a total of 60.5. I'll go to you first, Matt. What do you like here?
Well, the thing is, every week we hear from people, they want to get in front of the UCF train. They don't believe in UCF. They want to, they think they're playing well, but eventually that's going to run out. And they've got that streak of a bunch of games in a row where they've scored 30 points or more. I question what Pittsburgh's got right now. When your coach in a huge rivalry game kicks a field goal, 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, down 7 with about 4 minutes left, misses it, and then explains to everybody afterwards how much of an idiot they are. You have to wonder what's going on here with that. And I think Narduzzi's a bad coach. I think Heupel's got the edge here. But when you've got a double-digit underdog with an ACC team here, I'm interested to see how UCF plays after that physical contest against the Pac-12 team in the Stanford.
Yeah, I'm not going to get to the window on the side here. I don't want to step in the way of UCF. I think this is a pretty big total for a game that Pittsburgh is involved in, though. So I am looking at the under, but still doing some more information. I do have a play tonight, though, everybody, on the Houston-Tulane game. So you can check that out at WagerTalk.com. Tony, what do you think about this game?
Well, I think it's in play. UCF is starting. They have a tremendous against the spread record. Last couple of years, it's this year. It's only a 2-week sample, but let me give you an example. Last year, and I'm shooting off the cuff. I believe they were 9-4 against the spread, with an average margin of victory against the spread of just around 4 points. So what that tells you is that 9-4 could have easily been. I mean, it could have been 10-2. Could have been, or 10-3. Could have been 7-6. Whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is a 4-point margin on the spread with the success they've had. Is terrific. Okay, it's terrific. They made good plays. They played well late. However, what you're saying here is you got a Power 5 team that's getting 11 points. 11 points at home, or double digits at home. Both of these teams recruit about the same kind of players, and I'll agree with Matt. Narduzzi is not one of my favorites. However, the value rests on the home tier. It's a Pittsburgh team that just played Penn State to the balls to the wall. If I'm playing here, I've got Pittsburgh in the points.
He's Tony Finn from WagerTalk.com, Matt Joseph from SportsMemo.com. And before we get into the next game, guys, we got a promo coming up for Tony. Tony, talk to us about how your season is going in college, in the NFL, and what's happening in baseball for you.
Pretty pedestrian right now in college. I believe I'm about break even at this point in the after 3 weeks in the season. In NFL, I'm 7-3 so far, 70%, and that includes 2 NFLX, the preseason contest. So baseball, about 110% to the good. While I've been there for this month has been kind of a hit and miss. It's a tough time to be playing MLB. I'm usually pretty selective. My plays have reduced to about an average of 1.5 per day, but I'm happy with the results season long.
Matt, what's going on with you, dude? I mean, you know the mid-majors better than anybody else. How are you doing in baseball and both footballs?
Well, in baseball, I'm about 60% or so since June. So I've been loving the first 5 bets that we can do here. I think you take the bullpens out of the equation and you take all that stuff out and you just, you only have 5 innings to worry about instead of the 9. Football's been a little bit slow, the pro version, because, had some tough beats involving the Cowboys giving up late garbage touchdowns and some unders. College football, we're doing really well in the FCS, FBS games. I think there's a lot of value in those contests because I don't think Vegas spends as much time. And if you get the line move proper, then I think you could find some value. And there's a couple of good FCS, FBS games that I'll be giving out on Saturday here on the website.
Guys, let's talk one more college football game. Florida State at home, 1-2 record on the season, hosting Louisville at 2-1. Florida State has played to the over in all 3 games. That total is 61. We have the home team at anywhere from -6.5 to -7. Matt, I go to you first. What are your thoughts on this Florida State-Louisville game?
Well, I have to wonder what Florida State's mindset is. They've had a really tough season. Of course, a lot of that's by their own doing. They lose the game to Boise State. They nearly lose at home to Louisiana Monroe. Their first conference game, they get, 4 yards away from doing something against Virginia. The offense is not the issue. Blackman's been doing some good things. Cam Akers is running the ball really well. But the defense, just time and time again, is not making the right plays. On the other side, you've got a Louisville team that's got some confidence, the Western Kentucky win. They played well against Notre Dame. I tried to fade them with Eastern Kentucky in week 2, but they ran through the Colonels. I like this Louisville team where they are right now, whether Pass is at quarterback or whether Cunningham's at quarterback. And I have to wonder how much of a home field advantage Florida State has. Let's say they give up an early touchdown. There's grumbling in the stands. The fans start getting unrest a little bit. I'll hope that this thing goes up a little bit, but Louisville could be a very live dog in this one.
Tony, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Matt. I think Louisville is in a good position here. There's some glaring holes in this Florida State team, and the posture is bad among the players. The posture is bad among the coaches, and I think there's a lot of questions about the Taggart hire. If I'm going to play this game, and I didn't play it, guys, but I would take the points in this contest.
Tony Finn and Mid-Major Matt joining us on Morning Joe and The Pro. Tomorrow's show, guys, myself, Marco D'Angelo, and Jeff Oskheim from Oskheim Sports. Also, make sure to check out the NFL presidential address with Kelly and myself, and what's become an extremely watched and loved show, the college football betting show. Dave Koch and Teddy and myself tape on Tuesdays, although this week it's just myself and Ralph Michaels. Guys, quick commercial break. We're right back with baseball and then NFL football. Hey everybody, it's the Prez. Thanks so much for joining us. As you heard from Tony, break even in college football so far this year, 7-3 in NFL, and a naked child walking behind him. But you missed that because he's not actually on the screen right now, but I did see it out of the corner of my eye. That's your child too, so nobody needs to call anyone. Anyway, Tony Finn, Friday to Monday, 4 days of his plays for only $40, guys. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Use the promo code over at WagerTalk.com, Tony40. Tony40, that's Friday to Monday of all of Tony's bets for a very low $40. Tony, my brother, you're back on. Keep your kid out of the shot.
My kid?
What?
Okay. My kid?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
some kid walked across behind you wearing only shorts.
Well, I don't have any kids, so the neighbors must be running loose.
Matt, did you not see that?
I 100% saw that, and I also wondered what was going on.
Yeah, what the? Somebody just. Okay, Tony, tell your wife she's done with the pool man. Next time he needs to put clothes on before he leaves through the back door.
I'm not telling her that, man. That's good stuff here. I get plenty of time on my desk if she's got the pool guy, right?
Fair enough. Well put.
Okay.
Guys, Cardinals versus the Cubs. What a great ending to the season for the wild card NL race. Plus, that division is still up for grabs. We have Chicago at home tonight. Thank God for them. They've really had a tough time away from Wrigley Field. Chicago is minus 105 with an over and under of 7. St. Louis, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games. The Cubs have lost their last 2. Tony, I go to you first. Where are you going in this one?
Well, St. Louis is bringing their best to the mound tonight in Flaherty, and that's, to be completely honest with you, that's not saying much. Miko, the Greek, has not been good. This whole pitching staff, and Wainwright pitched fairly well last night, what I did see, but this team is not, even if this team is to win the Central, I don't think they're the best team, and if they win the Central, they do not have the pitching to even touch the rest of the division winners. Where am I going with this tonight? I'll take Hendricks at home and basically a pick 'em price anytime with the St. Louis pitcher on the mound, and then have to follow with their bullpen.
Matthew Joseph from sportsmemo.com. What are your thoughts in this game?
I'm not going to play this game. I mean, I would look maybe at the first 5 under and hope that you can get. It's probably going to be 3.5. Maybe there's a chance you get a 4. Hendricks has not lost to the Cardinals this year. He's got a .39 ERA in 3 games against them. I always look at the Cardinals lineup and I say, where's the big time threats? Obviously, they have them. It's just that they're not the names you're used to from St. Louis, especially if you're not necessarily a Cardinals fan. I would lean to the Cubs in this one at home because Kyle Hendricks becomes Cy Young there, and I'll lean to that offense. Although, who's left for them to be a big threat in that offense with Schwarber and Contreras and some of those guys? The other guys are injured.
Guys, let's take a quick commercial break, last one of the show, and then we're back to talk some NFL football. Hey, everybody. If you listen to the college football show, if you listen to the NFL presidential address, we have been talking about Teddy and Dave Koking ad nauseum. Dave Koken is 12-5 to start the college football season. He is 20-10 on the year since preseason started in both college and the NFL. And Teddy is matching him play for play. He went 6-1 this past weekend in college and NFL. He's on a 6-0 NFL run, and he is 21-11 since the start of preseason. Both of their plays for the next 3 days are regular price $79. You can have each of them for $59. Use the promo code Teddy59 and Koken59 over at WagerTalk.com. Tony, I'm going to go to you first on the NFL, and we're going to start with the Tampa Bay New York Giants. New York Giants find themselves at plus 6.5 on the road, playing a Tampa Bay team that, well, they got to be confident. They looked really good, especially on defense against Carolina last weekend. They have started the season 1-1, so this is an important swing game for them because there's just such a massive difference between 2-1 and 1-2 when you only have 16 games to play. I'm going to go out and tell you I like the New York Giants in this spot. I think Daniel Jones is going to give them a little bit of life. I think he ends up throwing the ball a little further down the field than Eli Jones, and in doing so will open up even more lanes and running opportunities for Shaquan. So I actually like the Giants in this game, and if you listen to the NFL presidential report, I even sprinkled a little bit of money on the Giants on the money line. And the reason for that is it's not actually a play so much on the Giants, more so on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay can come out and look lights out. Mike Evans as a wide receiver, Cameron Braid as a tight end. Jameis can put up phenomenal numbers on any given day. And conversely, they can come out and throw 3 interceptions and be down 17-0 in the first quarter. For that reason, and I think Tampa Bay is a 50... Oh, naked guy behind you. This is awesome. You should just keep walking back. Anyway, long story short, for that reason, 50-50 chance on Tampa Bay playing good, 50-50 chance on Tampa Bay playing bad. If I'm going to get 240, 260 on the money line, I'll take my 50-50 shot. Tony, what do you like in this game?
You spoke highly of Tampa Bay. I think San Francisco struggled a little bit in game 1, and I'm not sold on Carolina and Washington. I think the jury's still out on Tampa Bay. They sure were awful last year defensively, and they got rid of their DNA. And he's off playing for Carolina. So that said, I have a lot of indifference. Daniel and Manning, or Jones and Manning, are much the same, and many same coach, same mentor, same. Rutgers. He's coached some great quarterbacks, including Peyton. But in this game, I think the line's a little bit big. You didn't see a big change, guys. You want to use a baseball term. You want to use a baseball term. You can use WAR if you want. But in truth, this is points above replacement. And right now, they're saying that Daniel and Peyton and Eli are about the same. And I don't want to speak badly about Eli. I think it has, and I think you guys will agree with me, it has more to do with the fact that they just don't have any quality receivers or no game-breaking receivers. Yeah. So what could their difference be, really? So that's it.
Yeah, and I think it's indicative of their struggles in the red zone. I mean, you just need to have, and I think you've got a situation with Denver is having the same problem. If you don't have a Julio Jones, a DeAndre Hopkins, and Antonio Brown, it's running back or bust when you get into that red zone. Tony, I'm going to speak on behalf of all the guests right now. Of all the listeners. And that is, you picked these 2 NFL games to talk about. Don't come on our show and pick 2 games that you are indifferent to. This is a betting advice show. Pick a damn game that you actually have advice to give us on. It's a good thing the Prez is the host and knows NFL football, because I like the Giants. Matthew, give us an opinion.
Well, first off, I'd like to know what the shirtless guy in your house.
We're dying to know. Who is he? Who is he? Bring him on camera.
I will investigate this, because I'm looking at you guys. I didn't see anything behind me. So
that would be a problem if you did.
I do have 2. The pool guys are here today, but they don't run around naked. Is he naked?
No, he's got shorts on.
Could be the pool guy. And let me tell you something. I will punish him for you guys. I'll just give him a quarter instead of a $half.
I just want to know where he's going. I mean, what pool guys walk in and out of homes?
Oh, my home? The whole neighborhood walks in and out of my home. I think it's much like your home, Lawrence. I've seen him walk in and out of your home on camera, too.
Okay, Tony. Matt, what do you like in this game?
All right, so I'm with you, Prez. I like the excitement that Daniel Jones is going to bring to this offense. I actually read today that Sterling Shepard was doing some stuff, and I think that's going to be pretty big, because they had Benny Fowler as their number 1 wide receiver last week. I think the biggest thing that Daniel Jones is going to do is going to open up things for Saquon Barkley. Yeah, they're still going to put 8 or 9 in the box, but I think Daniel Jones can make people pay. The biggest thing for Tampa Bay is Jameis Winston. And as you said, Jameis could have a really good game. He could find Mike Evans. O.J. Howard's been a disappearing act so far this year. But he could also find some of those Giants secondary guys. The indifference I've seen from the Giants secondary as of late is very concerning. And certainly if they go down 17-0, I'd be like, what the hell am I thinking? But I'm with you. I think the Giants are a live dog in this one. I don't think Tampa Bay has that great of a home field advantage.
Well, I mean, it depends how hot it is in Tampa Bay. They do sometimes have a good home field advantage. But yeah, like I'm with you there, brother. I mean, we're both on the same page. Guys, let's talk about Minnesota hosting Oakland. We got a -9 on the board for Minnesota with a total of 43.5. I think Minnesota is coming home angry. I think they gave up a chance of not only being 2-0 on the season, but beating a big-time rivalry team in Green Bay and really taking just putting at least one game of separation on, because that division is going to be super tight all the way to the end. I think Minnesota comes back. I think they come back very frustrated. You know, I look at this game from a matchup perspective, and I cannot find 17 points for Oakland. I think this Minnesota defense is one of the best in the league. And if I can't find 17 points for Oakland, the question is, can I find 28 points or 24 points for Minnesota? And I think I can. I think the secondary for Oakland is weak. I think there's going to be lanes for Dalvin Cook to find. And I don't like taking -9s. I'm not going to bet this game, but my lean is on Minnesota. Tony, another game you chose. Are we going to hear an actual opinion?
If you'd like one,
it's not if we like one, Tony. This is, people are betting with their hard-earned money.
If the Vikings are two things, if they're not two things, they're nothing. And that is, they're run first. You saw it. They've talked about it all preseason. They talked about it. We are going old school. They are running the football. And while Cook is not AP, this guy in open space is as physical and as fast as AP was. Maybe not in between the tackles when it's tight, but he is so good. Minnesota's offensive line creating holes. I think they do come home mad. They played horrible early on in that Green Bay game. That game was closer than the score, and really they had a chance to pour it on in the end and take that game and make it really close. Here's what I like most, and that is, you spoke to it, and that is once Cook gets running, this Oakland secondary is soft, and they try as hard as they can to bump and run and man up and blitz a lot, but they're not good enough. You saw what Kansas City did to them. Not that Minnesota's receivers are Kansas City's receivers, and not that Cousins is Mahomes. But this is a game that Minnesota wins by 2 touchdowns, and they cover in the first half and then stretch it out in the second half. That's my opinion.
I actually really like that first half bet, Tony. Great call on that. Matt, is that a Washington Redskins thing hanging behind you?
Yes, we are. My station is the official affiliate of the Redskins here in Richmond.
Excellent. I love that you're wearing a Flyer shirt and have a Washington Redskins banner. What do you like in this game, my friend?
Well, since I didn't give this game, I'm going to give an opinion, but nothing. This game will not be on my card, but I think I just read Josh Jacobs not only is dealing with an injury, but also lost 10 pounds because he's been sick lately. If you take Josh Jacobs out of this lineup, then you've got DeAndre Washington and Jalen Richard as your running backs. We know how good Minnesota's defense is. If I was to play anything here, I'd consider the under. I could see like a 27-6, 31-3 type game here if Oakland can't score. The one thing I'll say is I think Carr's the better quarterback than Cousins. I have zero respect for Cousins. I think Minnesota has zero respect for Cousins, and they're going to have him throw as least as possible. I think the under is potentially the way to look here, but once again, it's not going to be on my card for Sunday.
I just want to add one quick thing. I think Mike Zimmer is one of the best coaches in the league. I think he's a tough nut, and I think he's a winner. I'm baffled. They were first and goal to win the game against Green Bay, or first within the red zone, and they threw the ball. And although Kirk Cousins made an absolute bonehead toss, I don't understand why they didn't run the ball there. And I find myself questioning coaches' decisions all the time. Very rarely do I question Mike Zimmer, but that's a glaring coaching error from my perspective. Tony, we didn't have this on tap. Go ahead. What did you want to say?
That's a very good point about Zimmer. I like your point about Zimmer, and my point would be good coaches make mistakes, big games, critical moments, especially around the goal line. And I'm going to name initials instead of names. Pete Carroll. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sure. Pete Carroll. Tell me when the last time Bill Belichick made a mistake. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Guys, we didn't discuss the Tennessee-Jacksonville game. It is tonight. I just real quick, Matt, do you have any thoughts on this game?
I'm glad that there's a good college football game on tonight because I'll be watching that instead. I would like to take Jacksonville. I don't know if Jalen Ramsey's playing. I don't know if the good Gardner Minshew shows up, and I can never get a Titans game right. So I'll be watching the college football, but I lean to Jacksonville.
Tony?
Don't be deceived by the simple comment. Do not be deceived by Tennessee's 30 points per game. This is a team that is ranked 25th in the league in offensive average, just less than, I think, 300 yards per game. Remember that they scored 21 points in the final quarter of that game one where they destroyed Cleveland. 2 of them were short fields, 4 plays, both the tight ends and the defensive touchdown. So be careful if you're really liking Tennessee laying points as a visitor. I'm shocked.
I'm playing both the side and total. I've bet both the side and total, and you can get my thoughts and my picks and my analysis at WagerTalk.com. Gentlemen, awesome show. Love having you guys. We'll see you next Thursday. You're both done. I'm going on screen alone to end this dance.
I gotta find the naked man.
Yeah, you go find the naked man. Check your wife's bedroom.
Oh, I'm going there right now with a camera, with my phone.
Yeah, X-Hamster or Pornhub. We don't want to see it, so don't send the link out.
Oh, don't. Okay.
Hey guys, it's the Prez. Thanks so much for watching Morning Joe and the Pro. Tomorrow's show, Marco D'Angelo and Jeff Oskheim will talk more college football and more NFL. If there's games you want us to talk about, just tweet me at Prez Wager Talk. Also, you can put it up in the comment section. I'm not feeling very well right now. Phlegmed up. What can you do? The seasons are changing up in Toronto. Just to summarize our promotions, Tony 40, that's 4 days of all of Tony's plays, Friday to Monday for $40, as well as Teddy 59 and Koken 59, that's $59 for 3 days of each of their plays. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the positive feedback that I get on YouTube. You know, it's amazing. I do 5 Morning Joe shows a week. I do a college football show. I do an NFL show. We're adding Puck Time to the list. Literally in 2 weeks, we'll have a NHL preview show up before then. And that'll give me 12 shows plus the Joe vs. Pro Primetime edition. 13 shows a week that I am doing, and I swear to each and every one of you, I read every single comment that you guys make. I like some, I respond to some, so thank you all for that. We'll see you all tomorrow with Marco and Jeff Oskheim. I'm the Prez. Namaste.